the rattlers into my house. Good people I ain't met.
You can come watch with me and the girls.
Okay.
Back here with the little girls, my kids. Marcellus Wiley, we are moving on. Easy. Patriots taking on the Bears on Sunday. Tom Brady versus the guy looking to make Tom Brady look bad, and that's Khalil Mack. One thing to note, Mack has missed the last 2 practices with an ankle injury, but he is expected to play this weekend. Marcellus, we'll start with you. How does this Patriots offense match up with the Bears defense?
Very intriguing matchup here because you could get caught up in this Patriots offense of late and say, oh, my God, unstoppable. If you look at them putting up 38, 38, 43, you're like, oh. And then you start to look at who they played on defense, and it kind of makes you say, let me pause on that, right? But then you
Miami, Indy, Kansas City.
Yeah, Miami, Indy, Kansas City. What's that? 23, 25, 32nd ranked defenses. So not so great there, but it's still Tom Brady. It's still him finding a running game and Sony Michel and James White. It's him having a Josh Gordon stretch the defense, and that does wonders for an offense because the imagination of a defense is we want to make sure we control tempo, we control dynamics. If we could bring our safety down, oh, we love life. We're gonna compact this field to the point where we dictate terms. But now, even Josh Gordon just running by is going to make that safety say, oh, I got to stay back here a little bit, and that opens it up for Sony Michel and others. So I look at this matchup, the Bears defense, everyone's walking around talking about Khalil Mack, and he's been amazing. I mean, sack stripper like I've not seen in a long time at the position. But they're actually better against the run than they are against the pass. Like, your running back is the one who's going to have the sleepless night more so than the quarterback. But that said, I still think the Patriots, when their scheme, the way that they're rolling right now, I think they have the edge.
I think the Bears are going to win this game. And I think Bears are going to win this game for a couple of reasons. One is the 2 games the Bears have lost this year, it has been because their head coach, Matt Nagy, got conservative at the wrong times. Got a lead in week 1 against Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers got knocked out, then came back. But he didn't yet fully believe in his quarterback. They got conservative. They lost. Last week, inexplicably, because his quarterback was playing well, in overtime, they had pulled one out of the fire, forced a fumble at the goal line, got conservative at the very last second, played for a 53-yard field goal instead of trying to go score a touchdown and get an easier field goal, and they lost. Because of the Patriots and who they are offensively, you can't play conservative. You've got to go out there and try to score as many points as possible. And the thing the Bears have done better than any team in the league this year is force turnovers. And the Pats, uncharacteristically, this year, are turning the ball over. Brady has 6 interceptions and a lost fumble, the lost fumble in the Chiefs game. And you're right, it's not just Khalil Mack. I'm going to bring up this name, Roquan Smith. Remember what the Patriots did to Travis Kelce. They had Dante Hightower just knock him off his route every play of the game, essentially. Roquan Smith might be doing that to Gronk. Not covering Gronk, but misdirecting Gronk. That is a big thumper at the University of Georgia, top 10 pick, not to mention Leonard Floyd. Like, the Pats' offensive line has been good, but like you said, they also haven't faced a great pass rush the last month. I think this is a game in Soldier Field Chicago can win.
We talked all week about Khalil Mack, and we were talking about, well, Bill Belichick and his comparisons of Lawrence Taylor to Khalil Mack, and he said there are none. Lawrence Taylor is right up here. But I know you said there are other guys on this defense, but CC, Khalil Mack still at this point, even with a sprained ankle, has got to be posing some problems for you if you're looking at this Patriots offense.
Yeah, I think the sprained ankle for Khalil Mack is going to be a concern playing on that soft field there in Chicago. But I want to ask Marcellus as far as the LT comparisons, because Belichick was like, listen, don't mention the guy with my guy LT. You played at a high level, made it to the Pro Bowl playing this league. I played against LT a bunch of times. Give us your intel and your research in the LT, and for our fans out there who might not, there's a generation gap between what they've seen in Khalil Mack compared to who Lawrence Taylor really was as a football player.
Yeah, this is a difficult discussion because if you look at it, LT was before its time in terms of changing the position, revolutionizing the position, and coming from angles at the outside linebacker position, at times playing defensive end, and it was a matchup nightmare. So that was the first time a tight end realized, I have to block him, and then the running back said, me too, and then the offensive tackle said, I need some help, and you just start to really stress them schematically. Now, Khalil Mack is in a time where you actually see that coming. He puts his hand in the dirt, says, hey, I will go against your best offensive lineman, and that means he's going against better defenders. So LT was able to exploit offenses in a way that we won't see another pass rusher do. That said, he had a tenacity. He had an energy that is not coachable. It's not, I can't put that in you. And even though Khalil Mack has a high intensity level and he's so strong and he's certainly quick and explosive, there was another level, and I will reserve that for a LT or a Bruce Smith.
The guy that Khalil Mack should be compared to is not LT, but it's DT. Derek Thomas.
There you go.
I mean, the late, great Derek Thomas died tragically in a car accident during the prime of his career. Like, that is, Derek Thomas made the strip sack famous. Like, Lawrence Taylor made almost everything famous, but Derek Thomas, that was his signature play, coming around the edge and hacking down at the quarterback's arm, something Khalil Mack did in the first 4 games of this season, each and every game. Like, that's the player that I think is a more tangible, reachable, touchable goal for Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I think the words on LT are perfect. The comparison to Derek Thomas, as far as body type, I would say they match up more so than LT. But let's give Chicago Bears and this organization credit. They went out. A lot of people talked about it. Rams talked about it potentially. Jets talked about it. They went out and made the trade and believed in Khalil Mack, gave him the contract. This is a franchise on the uptick. If they can get Nagy to figure out that quarterback position, they're going to be a dangerous team Sunday for New England, but they're going to be a dangerous team moving on into the future in the NFC North.
Marcellus, how much do you put on Matt Nagy? I know we touched on it, on trying to just get this offense not just more aggressive, but also more creative, putting Trubisky in a better position.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, when you're trying to rear a quarterback in today's NFL, one, you want to compliment him. So first things first is, hey, you like that, pun intended?
Very much.
You got to allow him to be himself, see what he's comfortable at, and then dress that up. I think right now you see that.
But how do we know what he's comfortable at?
Well, we've seen some highs, some peaks that we haven't seen from other quarterbacks who are supposed to be franchise quarterbacks.
Right.
Reverse the block and look at our last coverage of Dak Prescott and others. Here's the thing I love about Mitch. He can make all the throws. He's a big guy in the right place. Soldier field, elements, adversity. You're going to deal with conditions. This is a guy that can withstand that. The thing about him that he needs now is to just feel comfortable. And it's weird. It's cliche. That light has to turn on. That game has to slow down. And it seems like it is at a rapid pace.
It'll be a quarter. He'll look like your guy. And then like 8 minutes or something, I can see. He's frantic. He's back to moving around. Okay.
It's almost like you're living in your own head and you're creating your own opponents. You got to realize that there's only one team out there that you got to face, not this one up here. That hysteria that calms down over time.
But what Trubisky has going for him, and we don't talk about the Bears in this light as much because they have Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith and Akeem Hicks and Leonard Floyd. They have some nice weapons. They do. Jordan Howard is a good power running back. Tariq Cohen is the smallest guy in the NFL, but he is a lightning bug. Trey Burton has shown flashes to be a very good tight end, obviously famous for the Super Bowl, but he's had some good moments this year. Taylor Gabriel is one of the faster wide receivers in football. We saw him have success in Atlanta. I think you look at some of the things the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill and said, can Taylor Gabriel do this similar things?
Him and Cohen.
Him and Cohen, and as far as Cohen, Kareem Hunt out of the backfield. Kareem Hunt had a big touchdown catch, and Pat Mahomes missed him on another wheel route early in the game. And then Allen Robinson, who is their big free agent acquisition. Like, they have given Mitch Trubisky weapons. And this Patriot, as good as the Patriot offense been the last 3 weeks, we know their defense can get got, particularly by speed. If you make it not about, a strength battle, but a speed battle, they can be had. And so, the Bears are 3-point underdogs at home. I think on Monday we're going to be talking about the Bears getting back on track and New England taking a step back after their great win against Kansas City.
But with a young quarterback, it's really that balancing act, the jack of all or the king of one. And as a coach, you want him to be the king of something that you can call, stay in this lane, and you own that. And that's what a young quarterback has to do. Then you start to expand that and have more coverage of what you can do in terms of the playbook.
Marcellus, thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate you guys.
The book is called Never Shut Up. Marcellus Wiley, go pick it up. It's a good read.
Please
Coming up.
How you like our wardrobe people?
Got me over here.
Be worried about last night's loss. Next on First Things First.
My dog,
man. Welcome, man.
My dog.
Check him out on Speak for Yourself every day.
Yes,
right
sir.
After the herd.
Yes, sir. Boy.
Tonight,